Hi, I'm Angela Manderfeld, registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist. Just jumping on here today to answer a really common question that I get. And that question is, should pretty much everyone with diabetes be on a GLP-1? And if you're not sure what a GLP-1 is, it's that medicine. I'm sure you've seen a commercial for it. Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Trulicity. There's so many of them out there, but those are just a few to mention. So, I'm all about tools that can help make diabetes or weight loss a little bit easier. But I'll tell you a couple of things that I've seen with the GLP-1s. So, first and foremost, sometimes people get a little bit of nausea with it, which is normal. And usually that tends to go away. But what tends to happen is people don't eat their high nutrient dense foods. They just, because they're feeling a little nauseous, they'll nibble on some crackers. Maybe they don't stay as hydrated. And, even though they do see some weight loss, much of that weight loss now is muscle wasting that we're seeing. So, if people are going to be on the GLP-1s, there's a couple things I recommend. Number one, stay hydrated. Number two, eat your most nutrient dense foods first. So make sure you're getting a little bit of protein at every meal, at least 20 grams of protein, which is just a few ounces of meat or whatever. Make sure that you're starting some sort of weight training regimen. So make sure that you're exercising and you're incorporating weights. That's really important for gut health. That's really important for longevity. And it's really important just to keep your body metabolism burning properly. So those are a couple things that I would mention. And, using the GLP-1 to help you make the healthier choices, not just figuring, oh, I'm on this medicine, I'm going to lose weight anyway, I'll just eat whatever's available. Like, take that time to really do the meal planning and try to eat the more nutrient dense foods. But for those of you that can't get access to the GLP-1s but wish you had it, I've got a secret for you. First, you already make GLP-1. And I think that's something that maybe a lot of people didn't know. And what's nice about that is we can actually maximize our body's production of GLP-1. And the short answer to that is, how do we do it? Well, it's eating healthy fats and foods that contain fiber, because those stimulate the release of GLP-1 naturally. Now, there's another thing that you need to know about. There's a bacteria that should be living in your gut. And I say should because not everybody has it, but it's called Akkermansia muciniphila. And what's so great about this bacteria is that it also stimulates GLP-1 production. So one might argue that if we can improve our gut bacteria, then we can set ourselves up for better metabolic health and the reversal of type 2 diabetes. So those are a couple of things to think of. So you're like, okay, well, what can I do to increase my Akkermansia? Well, I'm going to show you a little handout here. If I can share my screen so that I can kind of walk you through it. And then you can also see everything in writing. So I have this little handout here. It just kind of talks about the importance of GLP-1, but it tells you what foods you can eat to increase your Akkermansia muciniphila in your gut. And again, that specific strain of or species of bacteria is good because it protects against diabetes and other metabolic disorders. So you can see the list of foods here. Chicory root can be used as like a tea or coffee. Artichokes, leeks. Notice it says cold cooked potatoes. So after you cook potatoes, rice, pasta, and you let them sit 24 hours like overnight in the fridge, they become resistant starch. So even if you heat them up again, you still get that benefit. Dandelion root, berries, and vegetables, particularly the ones that contain polyphenols, fatty fish, flax, hemp seed oil. So all of these foods help you increase your own Akkermansia, which in return can help increase GLP-1 in the body. Now, the other cool thing about Akkermansia is that it indirectly makes a short chain fatty acid called butyrate. So basically, Akkermansia produces these byproducts. These byproducts your other gut bacteria like to eat, and when they eat them, they produce butyrate. And butyrate has been studied for its anti-inflammatory effects, and it's been actually found to be low in people with diabetes. So we want to increase akkermansia, we want to increase butyrate, because this can then help regulate blood sugar, and it also helps with cholesterol and reducing risk of cardiovascular disease. So if you're wondering which foods contain butyrate or what kind of things help you produce more butyrate, here's some examples of butyrate containing foods over here, like hard cheeses, butter, full fat yogurt, and fermented foods. And then ways to help your body produce butyrate is eating ground flax and chia, beans and lentils, some of these high pectin fruits like apples and berries, and then vegetables like garlic and onions. I should mention that sleep disorder, so if you have sleep apnea, that can definitely impact butyrate production negatively. So, prioritizing sleep, getting a good sleep hygiene down definitely is beneficial. Trying to go at least 13 hours from dinner until breakfast is great for butyrate production. And here's your bonus. When your body's producing more butyrate, it also helps reduce leaky gut. So that means we keep everything in the gut that's supposed to be there, and it's not leaking out, causing autoimmune issues or sensitivity issues elsewhere in the body. The last question I usually get in relationship to at least the akkermansia is, well, how the heck do I know if I have it or not? So most people are going to benefit just from eating these things. If you have diabetes, you could do a GI map if you wanted to, and this is just a stool test that I've done on many of my patients, and it'll tell us, what your bacterial load is if you have any akkermansia living in the gut. And if you don't, there is one probiotic out there, and you can see the link below in the description for access to my dispensary where you can get the akkermansia. So Pendulum is the company that makes it. So you could do akkermansia for maybe 3 months or so, and support it with good sleep habits, exercise, a little bit of fasting, and all of these things can be beneficial to your overall gut bacteria. So hopefully that was good news for you today. You don't have to take that shot. There's ways to naturally increase your GLP-1 in your body. So the takeaways are: get good sleep, weight train, stay hydrated, and eat your foods that increase akkermansia or that foods that help with butyrate production. If you have any questions, comment below, and thank you so much for watching.